If you're preparing for the Praxis ESOL 5362 exam, this video is for you. Hi, I'm Elizabeth, a college professor and test prep expert with Study.com. I want to help you turn culturally responsible theory into classroom practice that includes every learner. Today, we're focusing on how to promote inclusion, address bias, and support students' cultural identities, key topics on the ESOL 5362 exam. You'll see how to recognize best practices and scenarios, and learn to choose the most effective approaches. Are you ready? Let's get to it. Use the following classroom scenario to answer the questions. I'll give you a moment to read the scenario. Which of the following best tells how this teacher will extend her students' cultural knowledge? Would it be A, by encouraging them to read about different cultures' foods? B, by having them create a culturally diverse recipe book? C, by giving them a chance to think about their traditions? Or D, by having them think about what their favorite foods are? The key phrase here is extend cultural knowledge. That means we're going beyond just talking about what students already know or think and creating something that deepens and shares that knowledge. So with that in mind, we can eliminate the incorrect options first, starting with option A. Although reading is a valid way to learn about other cultures' cuisines, this scenario explicitly focuses on the student's own family traditions, not on external research. Next, we can eliminate option C by giving them a chance to think about their traditions. Reflection is certainly part of the learning process, but again, we are looking to do something here. Extending knowledge implies creating or applying that reflection, so this would not be our best choice. Option D would not be the best choice by having them think about what their favorite foods are, because this step initiates the unit, but it doesn't extend beyond initial engagement. Extension is going to happen when students take the idea home, gather family recipes, and build a class cookbook. So that means our best option would be B, by having them create a culturally diverse recipe book. This choice captures the extension of cultural knowledge. The students will actively compile, share, and celebrate the rich food traditions represented in their own families, producing a collective resource that deepens everyone's understanding. Read the scenarios and then answer the question that follows. I will give you a moment to read the 4 scenarios below. In which of the following scenarios could the teacher most effectively facilitate communication among English learners, their families, and school staff? Would it be A, scenario 1, by providing translation services during the parent-teacher conference? B, scenario 3, by joining the discussion as students share stories about their home countries? C, scenario 2, by providing visual aids to help Katrina learn scientific terms at home? Or D, scenario 4, by sharing the assessment results with the EL students' other teachers. Let's keep in mind that the question wants us to focus on how we can most effectively facilitate communication among the EL, their families, and school staff. With that in mind, let's go ahead and eliminate the incorrect options first. We would not choose scenario 3, by joining the discussion as students share stories about their home countries. This is a social moment, but it doesn't bring families and staff into the loop, so it would not be the best option. Option C, scenario 2, focuses on giving visual aids to a student to help learn scientific terms at home, which is great for student comprehension, but again, this does not involve families or staff, so it would not be the right choice. D would also not be the best option because scenario 4 addresses sharing assessment results with other teachers, thus leaving out the students themselves and their families. So that leaves us with the best option, which is scenario 1, or choice A, providing translation services during the parent-teacher conference. Facilitating effective communication among school stakeholders in an ELL context involves ensuring clear, consistent, and culturally responsive interactions to support students' educational development and address their unique needs. Use the following passage to answer the question. I'll give you a moment to read the passage. Which of the following instructional strategies could the teacher use to encourage the student to see the value in current lessons? Would it be A, collaborative learning, B, gamification, C, direct instruction, or D, project-based learning? As we consider each option, let's keep in mind that our EL student believes that academic subjects are irrelevant because they're just going to learn from their father's business, and will choose the strategy that most directly connects classroom learning to the student's real life. With that in mind, let's eliminate the incorrect options first, starting with option A. Collaborative learning would not be our best option, although it increases engagement by having students work together in small groups. It doesn't inherently make math or reading feel relevant to running a business. Next, we can eliminate option B, gamification. Turning algebra or reading into a game can boost short-term interest, but it still doesn't show how those skills apply to the student's future business work. The novelty may wear off and its relevance remains unclear. Next, we can eliminate option C, direct instruction. Although this traditional approach ensures clarity and providing specific skills and minimizing confusion, it doesn't bridge the content to the student's real-life goal. Lecture and practice won't, by themselves, convince the student that algebra or reading comprehension matter for their entrepreneurship. So that means the correct option would be D, project-based learning. Project-based learning is the best option here because it'll have a student engaged in a sustained real-world project, like solving a problem, creating a project, or conducting an investigation. By framing classroom work as business planning or an entrepreneurial project, the teacher helps the student apply reading, math, and science skills in the context that feels more purposeful, reinforcing the value of current lessons for the student's future goals. Use the following passage to answer the question. I'll give you a moment to read the passage to yourself. Which of the following strategies is most effective for the teacher to use to address the gender role dynamics in his classroom? Would it be A, ensure that students are able to choose their groups based on their preferences? B, allow the students to naturally adjust to the current dynamics in the classroom? C, create diverse, mixed gender groups with clearly defined roles for each member? Or D, separate male and female students into different groups for better participation? In evaluating strategies to promote equity and inclusive participation, we're going to look for an approach that will actively disrupt the existing gendered power dynamics and something that will give every student explicit responsibility and voice. I'm going to highlight the key context clues in this question. With that in mind, let's begin by eliminating the incorrect options first, starting with option A. Although students may feel more comfortable working with friends or those they know, this option misses the mark because letting students self-select will often reproduce existing cliques and power structures. Female students will likely continue to defer to male peers if they choose teams themselves. Next, we can eliminate option B. Allowing the students to naturally adjust to the current dynamics in the classroom is not really going to help correct the situation. Some educators believe that time and peer interaction will eventually balance participation. This natural adjustment rarely corrects ingrained norms on its own. So without intentional intervention, the female students will likely remain marginalized and inequity will persist. Next, we'll eliminate option D, separating male and female students into different groups. This is not the best choice because it reinforces gender segregation and it fails to teach students to collaborate across differences. So this would not address the main concerns of Mr. Johnson in this scenario. That means the correct option here would be option C, create diverse, mixed gender groups with clearly defined roles for each member. It can be difficult for female students of other cultures to actively engage in the classroom when traditional gender roles create a negative dynamic. By structuring groups so every student has a voice and a responsibility, Mr. Johnson actively dismantles gendered participation barriers and fosters a truly equitable classroom environment. I hope that review helped you feel a little more confident about taking the ESOL 5362. Remember, look for scenario details, rule out weaker options, and match each situation to the strategy that truly supports every learner. For more practice, check out our Praxis English to Speakers of Other Languages, ESOL 5362 playlist. And for even more detailed practice, strategies, and customizable study materials, head over to study.com and check out our Praxis Test Prep course. Those who use study.com boast a 92% pass rate. Our courses include full-length exams, hundreds of practice questions, and short targeted video lessons developed based on the latest test updates. With our resources, you'll know exactly what to expect on test day. Like this video and subscribe to this channel to get all the latest Praxis test updates. And please leave your questions and success stories in the comments. We'd love to hear from you. Thanks for watching. Happy studying.